Hey, and welcome back to Talk of Better Worlds. This is podcast number 28, and today we are celebrating the Talk of Better Worlds Game of the Year Awards in honor of just, the real Game of the Year Awards. Our contestants are going to win a lovely, lovely round of applause, and that's about it. But anyways, with me as always, I have, the feathered spy drone sent by the government, who's not a real bird, because birds don't exist. We have Hawk. How's your day going?
Oh, it's going. How about yours?
Oh, wonderful. I spent a day talking to people on the phone.
Yeah.
It was quite lovely.
Yeah, that was fun.
It's the dream. The dream. But yeah, so let's do some news. So we're gonna start off with some science news because I always find science news interesting. Quantum censorship could hide an awful truth of what lies inside a black hole. And as we know, everybody hates censorship. I put out a censorship video and people just raged against it because, censorship. So we have to hate black holes now. I think that's what this tells me. We have to cancel black holes. They're censoring things.
Black holes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's basically just relates back to this singularity. That's what it's going to come down to. It's an interesting read. I do suggest going through it. It's very very sciencey, but they do kind of break it down well enough. A defining feature of a black hole is the event horizon, a one-way membrane in space-time. Objects, including light, that cross the event horizon can never leave due to the black hole's incredibly strong gravitational pull. So it's not like overly science, but do go onto a science alert and check out this story. It is pretty interesting how basically we're unable to see because of the quantum censorship, which, it's good use of censorship.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen a lot of news and interest picking up about black holes. It's been kind of crazy. There's been a lot of science seems to be really making a push to understand what the hell is going on in a black hole.
Yeah. For our next story, let me ask you a question. And I'm going to have a couple questions for these topics that I chose today. How long do you think it is too long until you make a second part of a movie? Say they did Godfather 1 and waited 20 years to do Godfather 2. Is that too long?
No, I don't think so. I think what you get afterwards will probably not be what you want after that length of time, but I don't really think there is a too long.
Well, there's a very interesting movie it's been rumored for a while, but now apparently it's going to be a thing. Face Off 2. And it's going to star John Travolta and Nicolas Cage, but that's the creator Adam Wingert's one restriction is it'll only get made if the original cast comes back, meaning Cage and Travolta. But apparently they're just going to play supporting roles. They're not going to be the main characters again.
Okay. I mean, that's stupid. I don't think Face Off needed a second, a sequel. I think that's it's going to be bad. I love Nick Cage, and he's definitely misunderstood and underrated as an actor, but John Travolta can just disappear for all I care. So, yeah, this is not going to be good.
No, not at all. And then next we have a situation which could be blown up internet rage, or it could be a real thing. We have Pal World. A controversial change to Pal World has rolled in, and fans are not happy. Take a guess at what this is.
What did they change? How you catch pals?
Not catching. It's the way you summon them. So it used to be kind of like in Pokemon Scarlet. You would take your ball and you throw it, and wherever it lands, that's where your pal pops out at.
Okay.
Now you don't do that. They just appear right at your side. And people are apparently raging over this. I don't know if this is real outrage or if this is just fake outrage to create a story. I'm kind of mixed on that one. That seems like to me personally, as someone who likes the game, that's such a minor thing that I really could care less.
It's probably just bullshit rage bait because it just I mean, I could see people online screeching about this because they do that about everything. And like once the train leaves the station, people just keep on hopping on. Like it snowballs. But are they actually mad about this? I highly doubt it. It's probably just a group of people online that need a life.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's such a small, pointless thing. Throwing your pal at a pal in the distance doesn't instantly mean they're going to do something. A lot of times when you do that, you know what happens? They come running to you. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's just the internet being the internet. That's all this is.
Yeah. Yep. But this is a show that's coming out tomorrow. And this is something we should talk about in future shows. Because that just looks amazing. I don't know if you've seen anything on it.
I told you about that before. They confirmed, because I think I sent you the Mega Man, or mentioned, I sent you the trailer, but I saw Mega Man, and you could see him in the poster there on the left side. Yeah. But they're doing Warhammer 40K stuff. They're doing Helldivers stuff, apparently. They're doing, you see Diablo in the background. Basically, all these huge games. They're making animated shorts for these games and franchises. So I'm very excited for that show.
Yeah, that is going to be awesome.
Yeah,
that is going to be awesome.
Oh, Keanu Reeves is too.
Yeah. Next, we have a thing I got to make a joke about once I get to it. So they're doing a redesign of one of the coolest characters in DC, Deathstroke. Okay. And I mean, he has that iconic look where it's the split black and orange. Sometimes he's more sleek like this, where he looks like he's kind of just straight up ninja'd out, kind of like he was in Teen Titans when he was Slade.
Yeah, yeah.
But this is like his iconic comic look, which is beautiful. I love that outfit. Like he looks perfect.
It's dope. Yeah. So
now, depending on who you are, you might be like, "Oh, they're censoring him for some reason because redesign means censored." But, yeah. Don't put shorts on my character. That's censoring, not a redesign.
How dare you make a minor adjustment?
Yeah. This is his revised look. What do you think about it?
I don't like the vampire collar.
Yeah.
I do like the whole, it looks like they're going for like lamellar armor on his like stomach area. That's pretty cool.
Well, it kind of goes with his almost that it was cut resistant armor.
Oh, so it's like metal squares that are like woven metal or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it looks more lamellar-ish on this one, and I think that's pretty cool. I do. It's like that scale armor kind of look, but I think it's not good. It's not as good as the old one, because like I've seen a bunch of iterations of this design, and it's just superior in every way to what they did with the new one, in my opinion.
Yep, this one is so dope. So dope.
I really like the Arkham games one of him.
Yeah.
He's beefier. He's more heavily armored, it looks like.
Yeah. Yeah, there we go. In Titans 17, he returned as Slade, which that was... Did you ever watch Teen Titans?
No, I intend to. It's been on my list for like a decade at this point.
Yeah, I mean... It starts off and it's kind of disconnected, but later on, as the seasons go, they do like get a full story down. That's when you get like the full story of Raven. But there's a huge focus on Robin and Slade.
Oh, okay.
Because he's like their main nemesis. But on to another thing. So we talked about DC. Let's talk about our other favorite one. Let's talk about the MCU. Name some actors you figure would end up going to the MCU. Just name two.
That aren't in it already?
Correct.
Oh hell. I don't know. I don't know who I could like see as being in. I mean, Channing Tatum, I could see him
to be in it. Well, I mean, technically he is. Because that was the first MCU movie that Deadpool was in. So yeah, he made it in the MCU.
I mean, I would like to see more of him in the MCU. That's for sure. He's one of the few people I'd like to see more of. But no, a lot of people hated it. Yeah, people are stupid.
Yeah. That's what I got from it too. I was like, really? Like that was amazing. That was amazing.
Dude, seeing him walk out was like, oh shit. That was there was only one other bigger oh shit moment in that movie for me personally. But no, I have no idea who's coming.
So there's two. One, I figured you would have guessed because he has to be in everything. And that should be a dead giveaway to who this is. So there's rumors that The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, is eventually going to be in there. This is just a rumor so far, but there's a lot of rumors backing this one up.
Dude, I hate The Rock at this point. Like, I liked The Rock in his wrestling days, back in the good old days. Yeah. I liked seeing The Rock in Star Trek Voyager as a wrestler, an alien wrestler. I liked seeing The Rock in some stupid stuff back then, but like anything he touches is trash at this point.
Yeah. I mean, I keep hearing back and forth things on his newest one, the Christmas movie with Chris Evans, Red One or something like that.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Some people are saying it's really good, and then others are saying like it's complete and utter trash. Don't waste your time. And it's like I don't know where to go with this one, so I'm gonna have to watch it at some point. I kind of do because it's, I guess, he Captain America in another movie.
Yeah. I mean, well,
I do like him. He's usually in good stuff.
His best role wasn't Captain America.
Wait, what? You cut out for a second.
Chris Evans' best role was not as Captain America. It was as what's his face from Snowpiercer. That was his best role.
Oh yeah. Well, it's that one, and then the role he played in what is it called? The Losers, the DC movie, because that was perfect. He was cocky, but not overly cocky, and he was still just savage.
Oh, it's Scott Pilgrim.
Amazing. Yeah. And he was just great at what he did. I love that scene where he's in Scott Pilgrim was a whole nother level. That is just him being himself. He was just being awesome. But in The Losers, like he's standing there and he has his back to the window and those guys are coming up, and he like acts like he has the finger guns and starts shooting them, and then puts his fingers up like that, and 2 bullets come through and just take out the dude. Because there's a sniper way behind him. I was like, that is dope. Just shot straight through his fingers.
That's crazy. I mean, that's like if a bullet
is impossible.
Like that, you would lose your face. Like, let's just assume there's someone who's a good enough shot to get through the hole that you make with your fingers. Okay, once the bullet goes through there, you're losing those 2 fingers, even though it doesn't touch you. You're still losing those fingers.
Yeah, I mean, look at Trump. Like he wasn't that close to the bullet, and it still like took off a little bit of his ear. I mean, if you want to get into that, that's a whole weird story.
Like, you could still die from having a bullet whiz past your head. Like, it's actually possible.
Yeah. But the other actor we're having come in here, since we got off topic for a second, is one that, like the article says, like an iconic actor nobody expected. And that was very true. When I scrolled down, I was like, okay, who is it?
Lindsay Lohan?
Right?
What?
That was a shock. I was like, oh, okay. Okay, I mean, she is making her a little bit of a comeback now, so that's interesting. But
is she off the drugs? Like,
I believe so. You can tell it's done some work to her.
Okay,
it's had its effect. But yeah, it's interesting.
I mean, if she's doing better, good on her. It's more drivel, more stuff I just won't watch.
And then let's talk about video games again for the last one. Who is a publisher, a big publisher that is kind of known for just screwing their fans? That's not owned by Microsoft.
I was gonna say,
Activision is up there.
Yeah, Activision, Treyarch, Infinity Ward. Actually, no, I think Treyarch is the better of the 3 for Call of Duty, if I remember right. But big for screwing their fans. Blizzard? Or no, they're owned by. Yeah, they're technically owned by. Yeah, which is owned by my. I can only think of Xbox companies.
Well, think of someone who makes like games like Dragon Age and Mass Effect.
EA. Oh yeah, EA. That was my second guess.
Yeah. Should have said Star Wars Battlefront.
Yeah.
They did something good.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. I was very shocked when I read this one the other day. EA announces it will patent 23 accessibility technologies that will be available to developers royalty-free to reduce or eliminate as many barriers to access as possible and empower our gamers. I thought that was the coolest thing I have seen all year.
That is dope. I like that a lot. The only thing that I think of when it comes to accessibility stuff, like how both Sony and Xbox both have those accessibility controllers.
Yeah.
The only thing that I think of, and this I think it sounds more like a software thing, but when there's usually accessibility stuff, the price is insane, dude.
Yeah.
Insane. So if this is just software stuff and they're giving it away for free, that's double awesome.
Yep, I thought that was the most epic thing ever to help more people play games. Because just because you have a disability doesn't mean you shouldn't be able to play. That's dirty. Yeah,
everybody should be able to play. If you want to play, you should be able to. And like gaming at this point has become such a big thing for so many people. Like I think it might be a bigger industry than even movies at this point. It's wild. Like not into like some individual games have cost more to produce than some movies and made more than some movies, but like it's just everybody who wants to should be able to do it, and it's always cool when you see that.
Yep, I was very happy with that one. That was an interesting one.
I'm surprised they did that. Oh god.
Oh man, I kept my thing open. Sorry. Sorry. I keep my kitty porn open.
Oh man.
Yeah. I'm ashamed.
Hey, you got to do the whole voosh. Oh, in the stream. It was just a goblin short stack, dude.
Yeah.
Man, that was some pretty grotesque stuff you had there in that folder, man. I might have to report you. I don't want to be associated, with someone who has kitten porn.
Yeah. Those are some sexy poses. Best ones I could find. Just a quick Google search of cat posing sexy. And man, there's a lot of searches that come up for that. Like a lot of results.
I'm not gonna lie, man. That was pretty suggestive. I'm kind of worked up at the moment, but oh god.
Yeah, so the Game of the Year Awards is a thing that's coming up on the 12th. I believe it's the 12th, right? Right?
I think so,
yeah, Thursday. So figured we could do a quick little review of those, which I didn't pull them up, so I'll get that up. But yeah, we could do a review of those and then kind of go over our own, since I know we have very different we have similar taste in games, but very different systems that we play on, therefore giving us access to much different things. Yeah. But so let me get this result thing pulled up really quick. GOTY nominees.
While you do that, I was not able to access mine on Steam, so I will just talk about it.
I was gonna say I could pull it up. I could have you go through this if you want. I guess that one works. I'm scrolling it, right?
Yeah.
Well, here.
That'd be a mess.
I am going to send you the IGN link, and I'll have you pull this up. And I actually saved your thing to my phone, so I'll quickly put that together for us.
Okay. Yeah, let me just double check. There's nothing in there that's incriminating, so that should be fine. They're bad screenshots with my phone, but my phone takes good enough pictures, so it works.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I was using that for the basis for my... You'll see when I show your list and put mine up too. Okay. But there's the link for you, so you can do that.
This is.
Let me know when you're ready to share. Yeah, it's going to be IGN, so it's going to be like load ad rage. But if you scroll down, they do have all the list of games. I would start from the bottom and work your way up. So.
Okay, can you see my screen?
Yep.
Okay, so start from the bottom.
Yeah, above the comments.
There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, here we go.
You can skip the first one and second one because who cares?
Yeah, I don't care about esports.
I don't know any of these people.
Dude, Dota is toxic. That is probably the most toxic community in any game ever. Content creators of the year, Queso. Oh my god, dude.
Yeah, most people are going to vote for him.
Queso, dude. How did that guy get famous? Like,
no. I don't know.
But
yeah, you work on that. I'm going to get this pulled up, so give me a second.
So the most anticipated game was Death Stranding 2, or these are the nominees, right? These are the nominees.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. So Death Stranding 2, On the Beach, which is probably going to be. It looks insane. It's a crazy looking game, even more so than the first one. Ghost of Wokai, which honestly looks awesome. I think Ghost of Tsushima is. If it came out this year, it would be my game of the year. I mean, like, it could be my game of the year every year. It's probably one of my favorite games ever made. And I think GOTY is going to be up there with it. Maybe even better. But Grand Theft Auto 6, which everyone's going to hate because expectations are insane. Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. Don't know much about Metroid outside of just the general premise of the game. I didn't even know this was the thing. But it's probably really good. And then Monster will be good. And then there's Monster Hunter Wilds, which I am excited for. That sounds and looks like a dope game. I just recently got into Monster Hunter in the last couple of years, but I like it a lot. Best adaptation, we've got Arcane, Fallout, Knuckles, Like a Dragon, Yakuza, and Tomb Raider: The Legend of Lara Croft. I think Fallout takes this personally. I don't even think Like a Dragon is out yet. And Tomb Raider, I don't know if that's out yet either. But...
No, they're working on it because that's the one that's going to have Sansa or whatever her name is from Game of Thrones.
Oh, okay.
And then, yeah, Like a Dragon's not out yet, so I don't understand why they are on this list. It should kind of go for like future adaptation.
It's stupid. So, Fallout takes it. I don't care. Like, that's probably going to win. Because the show is awesome. It's a really good. I was very surprised because you and I both watched the trailers for the show and we thought that was going to be just terrible.
Yeah, it looked very cheesy, but it turned out to be just absolutely amazing.
Yeah, no, I was very shocked by that. And then Walton Goggins, oh my god, dude, I love that guy. But then you got best multiplayer game. Call of Duty Blop 6, Helldivers 2. That's my personal pick. Helldivers 2 is amazing. Super Mario Party Jamboree, didn't play it, never will. Tekken 8, more Tekken. Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2, which is a great game, but the multiplayer is god-awful because people are trash. Not at the game, but just as people, so I didn't have a fun time with that. And apparently a lot of other people didn't either, so Helldivers 2 better win that. Best sports/racing game, we have F1 24 Formula 1, which I haven't played any of the F1 games. It's cool, but just not my thing. EA Sports FC 25, which shouldn't be on this list. NBA 2K25, which also probably shouldn't be on this list. Top Spin 2K25, I have no idea what that is. Do you know what that is? Oh, okay. Is that like, do they copy the same game every year with that too?
For the most part, there's not much you can do. It's basically, in my opinion, it's been the same game since it was on PS1 or 2.
Well, do they do that bullshit that like, what is it? The EA games do, where it's just like they take stuff out that was added before and then wait 2 or 3 iterations to re-add it and say it's new. Like, do they do that with that stuff?
Well, they follow more of the 2K version of it, where they just change the name of it, but it's been in there ever since. I mean, Madden does that too sometimes, at least with their juke stick nonsense.
They do that with a lot of stuff, man. I'm mad. WWE 2K24, which is probably good. I like the old WWE games. I had a lot of fun making insane custom wrestlers, and my friends and I would fight each other. But the best sim/strategy game nominees are Frostpunk 2, which looks really cool but is radically different from the first game. Age of Mythology Retold, which in my opinion should not be on this list because it is not new. It's a remaster of an old game.
Yeah.
Kunitsu Gami. I don't know. Path of the Goddess. So just some Capcom stuff. Do you know anything about this one?
Nope. That was the first time I've ever seen it, was when I read this list.
That's who knows what that is. Manor Lords, which is amazing. That I am of Czech descent, so to see any like Eastern European stuff is pretty cool. And Manor Lords is very like Eastern European medieval kind of stuff. It's kind of like a city builder set in the Kingdom Come games. That's kind of like how it feels. And you've got Unicorn Overlord. Have you heard of this one?
Oh yeah, that's on my list.
Oh, is that
one was
one
fantastic
about before?
Yep. It's like RTS mixed with turn-based combat, and it's beautiful. It is beautiful. Yeah. It's got a great story. It's got fantastic combat. Big fan of it.
This one looks good. From what I've seen of this one, it looks pretty good. So that's cool.
No, it's not on my list. I didn't do a tactical one like I was going to, a strategy game. Oops.
we can come up with that on the fly.
Yeah.
Best family game nominees are Princess Peach Showtime, Astrobot, which is definitely winning this. Astrobot is hands down winning this. Super Mario Party Jamboree, The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, and The Plucky Squire, which I've never heard of that one.
So that's more of an indie game, and it looks really cool. It's a competitor for Astrobot in my mind, but this award has always been won by Nintendo. It should, like most people feel, they should just change the name to the Nintendo Award. So it very well could be the Peach, Zelda, or Jamboree.
Well, yeah, they've got 3 entries on this one, so they're most likely to win. But I just think Astrobot like came out ripping and tearing, dude. Like Astrobot has just blown up. And it looks really cool. And they had a Helldivers crossover, which is awesome. So I like that. But I have yet to play it. I will probably buy it at some point. It's my PlayStation 5 is collecting dust in another room that I can't access at the moment. We have the best fighting game, Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, which I've heard very good things about. Yep. Dragon Ball Sparkling Zero, which I haven't heard much of anything about personally.
So it's got like 100+ characters you can use from it. But this is the one that you can use Goku, but then Super Saiyan Goku's another character, Super Saiyan 2 Goku's another character, and so on. Like they split up their different forms into different characters. So you have all the different versions of Cell, and then all the different versions of Frieza. Yeah, I feel like they kind of like puffed up the number by doing that. So
yeah,
it's whatever.
That's cheating. But there's Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection, Arcade Classics, which is probably pretty good. Although, is that a remake too?
Yes, it is. It's a re-release of all these games.
So it shouldn't be on here. Multiverses, Player First Games, WB game. What is Multiverses?
That's the WB game.
Okay.
It was the one that they took offline like a year ago and then brought back for some unknown reason. Okay. And then we got Tekken 8, which is probably, it deserves to be here, I think. Tekken is always cool. And I've heard good things about the new Tekken. Like people seem to really like it. But we have Best RPG, Dragon's Dogma 2, which should absolutely not be on this list because they refuse to fix it on PC. Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erdtree, which everybody knows should not be on this list because it's a damn DLC. Sorry, just make a DLC category. It can't win Game of the Year. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which I know you really like. Oh, yeah. Oh, I love those Final Fantasy remakes. They are hot trash.
Then there's Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, which I played the first Like a Dragon game, and it was dope. I'm sure this one is pretty good, too. And Metaphor ReFantazio, which I think is probably the strongest contender in this category from what I've seen.
It should be. There's a lot of Final Fantasy VII Remake series stands out there that might give it a run for the money. But then again, there's the game in there that's not a game that is going to also probably win Game of the Year, because why not?
God, dude. Elden Ring is not that good, dude. It's good. It's fun. It's beautiful. But it's not that good. It's just not that good. And a DLC should not win any category in the Game of the Year competition outside of the DLC category that they don't have.
Yeah.
But best action adventure game, we have Astrobot, which again a strong contender. Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, which you said was really good. I didn't play it though.
Yeah, that one is amazing.
Yeah, it looks good. I want to buy it at some point. I haven't. But we have Silent Hill 2, which I know is really good. I haven't played it, but I've seen enough on that to know it's really good. We have Star Wars Outlaws, which yeah. The Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom. I didn't play that. Did you play that?
Yeah, it's a thing.
It's a thing. All right, so Silent Hill 2. That's it. Best action game.
Oh, you are breaking up.
Oh, can you hear me better? Can you hear me?
I think it might be my connection, because I can't even see your screen anymore.
Oh yeah, you're breaking up.
Whoa! Just saw the Matrix.
The Matrix. I accidentally hit.
Hold on, let me leave and I'll come right back.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know if I can. Will it end the stream?
Well, you're clear now.
Okay, then we'll just go.
Oh.
I hit the wrong thing.
Oh. Okay, are we good?
Yep.
Okay. All right, we're good. So where were we at? The best action game. Black Myth Wukong. Good game, but not as good as everyone says. It's not. It's very linear. It's the studio's first game, but it's just not all that it's cracked up to be, in my opinion. Call of Duty Black Ops 6, which if you're still buying Call of Duty at this point, I don't know what's wrong with you. Helldivers 2, probably the best action game that I've played, but this year. But we've got Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2, and that's pretty close in my opinion. And then Stellar Blade. Didn't you play Stellar Blade?
No, it's PS5 only, and I think maybe Xbox and PC. But that's the look at her booty game, and we had the controversy because some people are saying, "Oh, you're woke if you aren't into the fact that you can see her boob or her butt," something like that.
Yeah, sorry. I just don't want to have some giant ass shaking in the middle of the screen while I'm trying to play a game that's trying to take itself seriously, you know? It's just, like, I'm sorry. It's not serious. If it's trying to be serious, then it should be serious. If it's a stupid booba game, then be a stupid booba game. But like, don't be both. But yeah, for me, it's Helldivers 2 and Space Marine 2, because both of those are just awesome. I've probably had more fun with Helldivers 2, though, than I have with Space Marine 2. But we have the best VR/AR games. We have Arizona Sunshine Remake. Shouldn't be on there because it's a remake. Asgard's Wrath 2. No idea what that is. Batman Arkham Shadow. Probably okay. Metal Hellsinger VR. Don't know what that is. And Metro Awakening, which I have seen a bit of and looks pretty good. So if you have VR and you play VR stuff, then you know more than I do. The best mobile game, AFK Journey. There's an AFK game up for a Game of the Year award.
Yeah, I mean, the best way to play a game is to not play it. Didn't you know that?
Like I will say, a lot of these AFK games, you do stuff in them, but like it's hard to explain. Like with that, they can be fun. They can be fun. I have. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I've played like idle games where you collect money while you're not playing and whatnot, or your creature continues to grind or whatever. But
yeah,
I don't know. They get old quick.
They get pretty old. They're good to like kill time when you're at a doctor's office or something. Balatro, which isn't that just poker?
It's a weird card game. There's a lot more to it.
Okay.
It's apparently a super huge indie hit, like massive. People love it.
Yeah, I know it blew up, but it's a card game, dude. Like just no.
Yeah.
Pokemon trading card game Pocket, really good according to you, but also just
it's fantastic.
I mean, like it's okay in this category. You know what I mean? Like best mobile game, that's fine.
No, it's game of the year.
Pokemon TCG Pocket is game of the year. Woohoo! With Wuthering Waves, no idea what that is.
That's another Genshin Impact type one.
Oh, okay. Spyware. Okay. Then we have Zenless Zone Zero, which just sounds confusing. Do you know what that is?
It's another Genshin Impact type game.
Oh, okay. Okay. So Genshin Impact or Genshin Impact. Or
I will say,
Impact.
Wuthering Waves, or however you pronounce it, is kind of fun. I did play it for a little bit on my phone.
Okay. Oh, hey, you know, I hope it's either Balatro or Pokemon for this one, for the mobile game.
It needs to be Pokemon.
It probably should be Pokemon, yeah. But then we have best debut indie game, and we have again creepy card game, Animal Well, Manor Lords, Pacific Drive, and The Plucky Squire. This is tough between Manor Lords and Pacific Drive, in my opinion, because both are incredible.
Yeah. I've played none of them.
Yeah. The Manor Lords and Pacific Drive are the only two that I've played out of this tiny list here. And I think I
think it's going to come down to Plucky Squire or Balatro.
It will. Yeah, it will. Because I feel like 12 people played Pacific Drive, and like a couple thousand played Manor Lords, and that's really it. Because they tried it for like 5 minutes and it was too slow and didn't have enough jingling keys, so they stopped playing it. But yeah, those are the two that I think should be contenders for it, really. But it'll be Balatro or whatever. Best independent game: Animal Well, Balatro, Lorelei and the Laser Eyes, Neva, and UFO 50. I don't even know what any of this is.
I feel like I've seen something about Lorelei and the Laser Eyes. I mean, Animal Well, you'll have to look that one up. It's weird. But yeah, the last two, I have no clue what they are.
UFO 50. These just look weird. I don't even know what they mean by like independent game. Do you know what they mean by that?
I mean, I figured it'd be indie game, but why wouldn't it be with the best debut indie game if they just have two indie categories? So what do you know?
I guess, yeah, it's cool. All right. Best community support? Baldur's Gate 3, which, by the way, just recently got mods that you could access in the menu of the game itself, which is dope. I love when games do that.
Nice.
So you just go through the menu and you could just download mods and have them in your game. That's always so sick for people who don't want to like learn how to seriously mod stuff, which can be kind of difficult. That's pretty cool. But then you have Final Fantasy, 10, 14? Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, Helldivers 2, and No Man's Sky. I think No Man's Sky should be the winner of this every year so far.
Yeah, I mean, it has real competition with Helldivers 2, I think, because they have a very active community. Like the team members get together and they're really into it.
Oh, yeah.
But nothing really beats No Man's Sky. I mean, I'm on 3 different subreddits for the game.
Yeah.
I have the one just for the Switch. I have the main game, and then I have coordinates where we just share coordinates for each other's stuff. Like, oh, we found this. That's kind of cool. Here it is.
Yeah, it's got a strong community. And I mean, I'm personally part of the Helldivers 2 group. Like, that's my thing. You're with the No Man's Sky group. Both are very strong. Baldur's Gate 3, I wouldn't say has, like, it has good development support, but I haven't seen much on, like, a community with that game. And Fortnite, yeah, it does have its own community. It's just a bunch of 5-year-olds. So, like, okay. Best ongoing game, Destiny 2.
Yeah.
Diablo 4, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, and Helldivers 2. It comes down to Fortnite or Helldivers 2, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, 2 of those shouldn't even be on there, and one of them that's missing is No Man's Sky. Because again, that's the definite winner right there is No Man's Sky. Free LC. Constantly. Just you get free stuff. Here you go.
For years.
There's new content. Yeah. But nope, we're not even going to put them in there.
For the ongoing game, I think they mean live service game. I'm pretty sure that's what they mean with this.
It's kind of live servicey, just free.
It's a live service model that makes 0 revenue.
It's the best way to do it.
Good for us, yeah. Hello Games. I mean, they're doing fine, so they must be doing something right.
Yeah, they're selling the game.
Yeah, honestly, it's how they've kept afloat. Like their goodwill has sold more copies of the game, and I don't think many development studios could pull that off, even if they tried.
Yeah, no. I mean, they don't. That's the thing is they don't try. Look at Anthem. They could have fixed it. They could have. Yeah. They had a team dedicated to do it, and they were stoked to do it. And then the EA was just like, well, we talked to the investors, and they were like, yeah, we want money now, not tomorrow. So you're done.
Yeah, that's the problem with a lot of these big ass companies is they want the money now. They don't want to take a chance, and they don't care about the art. They're just in it for the money. That's it.
Yep.
And it sucks. It sucks. But yeah, I mean, I think if we're talking about like best live service game that's ongoing, I think Helldivers 2 is definitely the best on that list. Second to me would be Final Fantasy.
Yeah, Fortnite has been pulling a lot of people back in though, because it's been doing like the flashback, like back right now. I think it's back to the first season.
Okay.
Yeah, and people are all about that.
Yeah, no, I mean, I hate Fortnite, but I do understand that they've been going for a long time. They've been doing this for a long time.
They have a new mode coming out. It's going to be a first-person 5v5 mode, which it looked really cool seeing the Fortnite graphics first person.
That might be worth checking out, honestly.
Yeah,
it might be worth checking out. It's hard for me to get past that, like. Yeah, like everybody that I see on this game is like 12 years old. I don't like that. It's just annoying, especially when they kill you. Like I don't know. I shouldn't say no. I'm not going to say what I'm thinking. I have bad thoughts. Games for impact. Closer the distance. That's a weird one. Indica. Neva, Life is Strange, Double Exposure, Senua's Saga, Hellblade 2, and Tales of Kenzera Zao.
Yeah, that was made by an African studio, and it's a really, really cool little side-scroller game.
What does games for impact mean?
So Life is Strange is one that makes sense for this one. It's left an impact on you, like it's got a good story that like leaves you thinking like It Takes Two.
Okay. So like an emotionally
charged story.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. Yeah, I mean I'll have to check all these because this is like another language to me. The only one I know is Life is Strange and Senua's Saga. But then we've got innovation in accessibility. Blop 6, which no. Diablo 4, no. The Veilguard in all the wrong ways. Prince of Persia, maybe. And Star Wars Outlaws, I guess. Like I just like the options in Star Wars Outlaws were like more accessible than some other games, but it's nothing that hasn't been done by other games in the last like 5 years, you know?
Yeah, and I'll have to reboot up Lost Crown because that's a Metroidvania, and Metroidvania and accessibility just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking about like a hard style of game, and then accessibility, like that doesn't compute.
Yeah, and like I don't know what the Veil Guard does for like player accessibility. I haven't seen anything on it that makes it stand out in terms of player accessibility. I know they have really bad writing that tries to make people feel better, I guess. But Blop 6, how do you make a multiplayer focused game more accessible? I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, maybe they can. I don't know. It's not something I have to look out for, which I understand I'm fortunate for, but that's I don't know. But best for performance, Hannah Tell, Life is Strange, Double Exposure, Brianna White in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Humberly Gonzalez, Star Wars Outlaws. Is that the main chick?
Yeah.
Yeah, her performance wasn't bad. It wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. Luke Roberts, Silent Hill 2. Is that the main guy?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. I from what I've seen of him, it's pretty good. And Melina Geergens, Senua's Saga. She's really good because they do facial capture and everything for her.
Yep. Yeah, she deserves to win it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the Hannah Tella from Life is Strange is probably pretty good too, but I know that Melina chick, she puts a lot into that role for Senua's Saga, so
yeah. Even if the game isn't like Game of the Year quality because it's short and a lot of people didn't like it, it still deserves at least the respect for that.
Yeah, no, and the art for it, like that game, I think is misunderstood by a lot of people because it's more of an art piece type game than a video game.
Yeah,
and it's you have to approach it from that side to appreciate it, I think. But we've got best audio design, Astrobot, Call of Duty Blurps, Final Fantasy 6, 5, 6, 7 Rebirth. I hate Roman numerals. Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, Senua's Saga, Hellblade 2, and Silent Hill 2. And I don't know why Helldivers is not on this list because the audio design is something I look out for. Like it's the first thing I noticed in most video games outside of visuals. And the audio design for Helldivers is just so good. All the attention to detail in every way in Helldivers is perfect, but it's probably pretty good in these other games too. Like I could see it being really good in Silent Hill.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
At least from everything I've seen and what everybody said about it, it's apparently it's spot on.
Yeah, horror games have to have really good audio design. Like they just have to. And Blop 6, I could also see the audio design being pretty good in Black Ops because again, hearing is half of your sensory awareness in a video game like that. You could hear footsteps, you hear the reloading, people talking. Like audio is a big part of Call of Duty, so it's probably good there too. But best score and music, again, Helldivers 2 is number 1 on this for me. But Astrobot, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Metaphor Refantasio, Silent Hill 2, and Stellar Blade. I think the music for Stellar Blade sucks from what I've heard.
I haven't even heard it. I'm going to go with Metaphor because I love that Persona music.
Yeah, Metaphor is pretty interesting. Astrobot, I don't think I've heard any music from Astrobot, so I have no idea. And Silent Hill 2, like usually horror game music is not something you could just pop in and listen to.
Sure it is.
Yeah, like it's more ambient kind of sound music than it is. It's like ambient, what's it called? Like vibe music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we've got Best Art Direction, Astrobot, Black Myth Wukong, Elden Ring Shadow of the Shouldn't Be Here, Metaphor Refantasio, and Neva. I think Black Myth should take this one.
Yeah.
Like, the art design is awesome in Black Myth.
Yeah, if it was level design, it's Astrobot, but that's not what they're calling out. They're calling out art. So, yeah, it's got to be It's got to be that, or maybe Nevia or whatever it is, since we don't know what it is. I should probably look that up.
Yeah, we should probably understand some of these.
No, it's a console game.
Ooh.
It's on Switch.
Ooh. Dude.
Oh, it is pretty. It's made by they did that other game.
Ori and the Blind Forest?
I think so.
Is it the same people?
Oh, Greece. Greece. GRIS.
This is beautiful, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, so I changed my vote. They win.
Okay, yeah, never gets it for me. That's so pretty. So yeah, art that out of this list is the best art direction for me. But again, Helldivers 2 because democracy. So sorry, managed democracy. Alleviating us from the burden of choice. Okay. But the best narrative, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
No.
No. Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth. It's probably fine. Metaphor, Refantasio, Senua's Saga, and Silent Hill 2. I would guess Metaphor because it's like the narrative is very poignant from what I've heard.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, it's in the name. It's a metaphor, you know?
Yeah. But also Silent Hill 2.
Yeah.
I mean, but it is just a remake, so the story's going to end up eventually ending the same. So, I mean, take what you want of it. It is a good story, but I don't know. I probably wouldn't have actually put it in this list.
Well, yeah, actually, I forgot about that. Silent Hill 2 is a remake, so it shouldn't be on any of these.
Yeah.
So it just.
I mean, it could qualify for art for running for that because that does make sense. But and sound design.
Yeah.
But it doesn't belong in anything else.
Yeah, it shouldn't be like a big contender. But we've got best game direction: Astrobot, Balatro, Black Myth, Elden Ring, Shadow of the Shouldn't Be Here, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and Metaphor Refantasio. So
Astrobot.
Really?
Yep, everything they did with that game is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah. It's just such a light game compared to some of these, you know?
Yeah.
So I mean
it was just nice to see a platformer that's not called Mario do something like impressive and make people happy.
Well, yeah, and I mean Sony has dropped stuff like that before. Like what was the last one with the Sackboy guy?
Little Big Planet?
Little Big Planet. Yeah, that's it. Which I don't know too much about the gameplay of Astrobot, but that's kind of what it reminds me of from what I've seen.
It's similar. It's so there's a game coming out soon, Croc, the remake or re-release of that update.
Okay.
That's what I consider Astrobot. It's kind of like that vein of platformer.
Okay. Yeah, it's cool. And like you said, it's good to see a game like that isn't Mario.
Yep.
And good. It's very good. So, but yeah, for best game direction, I don't know. I don't think my pick for this would be on this list, but
Helldivers 2?
Yeah, Helldivers 2, because democracy. So just across the board, it's Helldivers 2. Best narrative, best art direction. I mean, really though, for musical score, like unironically, yes, Helldivers 2. I can't tell you how many times, like every time I listen to the extraction music from Helldivers 2, which I have just played it, like on my phone, just listen to the extraction music, like a 10-hour version of it. Every time I listen to it, I get hyped, dude. You can't help but like feel like you're ready to punch an alien in the face when you listen to that music. It's perfect. But we've got the last one, game of the year, just the game of the year, which we've got Astrobot, which no, Balatro, no, Black with Wukong, Black Myth Wukong, no, Elden Ring, no, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, no, and then Metaphor Refantasio, which from what I've seen of all of these games, I think that's the one that should win.
Yeah, it's because it doesn't have the best game direction, because really the game direction is called Persona.
Yeah.
So it's hard to really fully give it like all awards. So I still feel game direction goes to Astrobot, but when it comes down to this, it's a tie between Astrobot and Metaphor, with probably Metaphor having the edge.
Yeah. I think
you have gameplay and music and all of it's phenomenal.
Yeah, Metaphor just has more going on than Astrobot, so I think it just kind of edges it out.
Yeah, and it's a RPG, so
Yeah,
it wins by default.
Yeah, I mean, how many RPGs have won? Like, how many years has an RPG won Game of the Year?
A few times. I mean, if you want to count Fallout, I don't consider an RPG. It is an RPG, but I mean, it's won before. We had Persona 5 win.
The Witcher.
Elden Ring, if you want to consider that a RPG.
Oh, I do. That is a hard RPG.
Baldur's Gate 3. I mean, RPGs seem to be like the main contestants in these, to be honest.
Oh no, but single player games are dead, right?
Oh yeah, they're dead. They don't exist.
They don't. Yeah, no. Why make
the dumb just said that? Wasn't that like 3 years ago that someone said that? And it was like, you're dumb. You're dumb.
Guy in charge of EA, or like one of the higher ups from EA that said that, or maybe
it was Activision.
Yeah. I think it was EA. I'm pretty sure it was one of the guys at EA. There was like, single player like campaign based role playing games, or games that are single player in general, are dead and dying. So there's no point to make them anymore. And it's like, dude, like what? And now we're finally cresting the hill, and people are starting to just relentlessly shit on live service games and not play them.
Yep. All right. So we'll move on from this and we'll go on to our list. I could not turn yours into a slideshow because I was not in Canva. I was doing this on something else. I was like, that's why it's not working. So I instead ghetto rigged it.
That's all right.
So we're going to do it like this. Can you see what it says? Do I need to enlarge it?
Yeah, I could see it.
Okay. I'll go ahead and let you read it anyways, because it's yours. So
so we have the Sit Back and Relax Award, which for me was a game that I know nobody has heard of because it only has like 12 reviews on Steam. But it's Star Wisp Hyperdrive, which is it's a chill game. It's just a chill vibe game. You are a starship pilot. You inherit the ship from your like uncle or something after he dies, and you just deliver stuff. And you're traveling in real time through light speed and everything. So you just kind of like sit back and chill in your chair, and you have to like shower and eat and all that. It's a very relaxing kind of game, and I like the sounds too, because you hear like the warp engine of your ship, the like whoom 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 whoom. It's good. It's a good Zen game. So that was my pick.
All right, and then I guess you want to go. Yeah, we'll just do one yours, and then we'll do mine afterwards. Be too much to go back and forth.
So we have Outstanding Story Rich Game Award, which Ghost of Tsushima did not come out this year, but I will put it on this list if I get the opportunity to. So it did release on PC this year, so that counts enough, I guess. But yeah, I mean, Ghost of Tsushima, like if it's an option for anything that has to do with story and you haven't picked it, I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, pretty much.
The best soundtrack, Angerfoot. Oh god, dude, Angerfoot. It's just like hard bass, like techno music, and you kick doors down and shoot different like weird creatures. And then,
yeah, I totally forgot I wanted to play this one.
Oh, dude, it's so like it's just like adrenaline. The game, it's awesome.
Then.
The best game you suck at award, Witchfire. I suck at this game. I am not afraid to admit I suck at this game, but it's a single player or co-op extraction shooter that's set in a like weird alternative like 1600s where you play as a like witch hunter that has guns and magic and stuff. It's crazy. It's a weird game. I suck at it and I don't like it, but it deserves this.
All right. And then you have that one.
Yes, the most innovative gameplay, the Trans-Siberian Railway Simulator, because this is a, it is both a like shooter, well, not both. It is a shooter, it is a train simulator, it is a delivery game, and it is a mafia RPG, or not RPG, just a mafia game, all rolled into one. And it's crazy, and it's very hard to explain without playing it effectively, but it's really good. I love it.
All right, and then we'll go on to your next one. Give me a second. There we go.
Just outstanding visual style. This goes to Mirthwood. Mirthwood is a... It was inspired by Stardew Valley, but it takes place in the Middle Ages, but it's kind of fantasy too. It's got its own kind of almost like a paper cutout style look to it. It's very pretty and very eerie at the same time. It's just got a unique style for games, a unique style that I haven't seen in other games before. So that's why I put this up.
All right.
Better with friends. It's Helldivers. Like Helldivers, I mean, I solo most of the time on Helldivers because I'm insane and I hate myself. But I mean, it is better with friends. And I've met people online through Helldivers that I've like talked to on Discord and stuff, which the last time I did that, I think was RuneScape. So it's a really good time. I'm a Creek vet. I will always pull that card because, you know, you had to be there and it was insane. And that experience made me fall in love with this game.
All right.
The best on Steam Deck, Red Dead Redemption, the game that we were told could never come to PC. Here it is on Steam Deck. That's why it deserves this award. You got the Labor of Love, No Man's Sky. Again, if you're not picking this every year until they stop updating it, you're not paying attention.
Yeah.
That's just it. You're not paying attention.
Yep.
And then VR. VR game of the year is Blade and Sorcery, because I haven't played it, but I've watched like hours of gameplay of this. And the moment I get a VR headset, this is like the first game I'm buying, because it's a VR sword fighting magic game, and it's so cool.
And then your game of the year.
Shadows of Doubt. Now, this is another one that I don't think many people have probably heard of. But it's a detective game where you basically, it's hard to explain. It's in a generated city that's as big as you want it to be. You are a private detective, and you get crimes assigned to you, basically, that you have to go investigate. But the depth of the simulation is just absurd. I actually said in my review that I posted on the Steam, because sometimes I do reviews, like typed up reviews on Steam. In the review that I put up for it, I said that it's probably too deep for a lot of people. There's too much going on for a lot of people in this game, because it is that complex in its simulation of life. And you solve these crimes, and it's hard. It's hard, but it's awesome. And I think it deserves Game of the Year. It's an indie game. And if you have the ability to play this game, I definitely recommend it. I wish you played PC, because I know you love investigations and Sherlock Holmes and stuff like that. This is your game, dude. Like, this is your game.
Yep. That's why I'm waiting for that, whatever it's called. I was going to say Beta Cop, but that doesn't sound right.
Oh, that
Deca
cop.
Police?
Yeah.
Beta, Deca, it's all the same thing.
Beta, Deca, Alpha, Omega Police. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Shadows of Doubt, hands down, deserves it, in my opinion. And Helldivers.
Yep. All right. And now for mine. So I had to make a little slideshow because it's just beautiful.
Not smart.
So yeah, I copied your themes for the most part. I tried to make the design look similar because you had like a flower thing. So I was like, I'm just going to do a flower too. Yeah. So Sit Back and Relax Award. I gave this one to Euden Chronicles 100 Heroes, which, as I said, yeah, it's an RPG, but you can mindlessly grind in this one for hours, just absolute hours. It's not complicated. You could also, if you're even more lazy, you can just do the walking part and put auto battle on, and your people will just murder everything you come across. Yeah, it has fun mini games. I mean, the whole auto battle I sometimes get for turn-based RPGs, especially in this one when you have a party of 6.
Yeah.
So instead of going through and choosing everybody's attack and all this nonsense, just put on autopilot essentially, and just do the running around part so you can grind and get your whatever you're looking for. Sometimes like you might need a certain pelt from an enemy, so you're going to be grinding this area for a while until you finally come across it, and then you got to get 10 of them, so you got to kill it 10 times. Well, might as well do it the easy way. But yeah, it's kind of mindless if you want to do it that way, which, I mean, you do kind of have to do that sometimes. Grind to get more levels, more money, whatnot.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was my choice for that one.
Is that the sailing one you sent a picture of?
No, that's East 10 or East 10 Nordic.
That one looks good.
Yeah, for Outstanding Story Rich Game Award. Again, Eden Chronicles. So yeah, a lot of it, the main story is very beautiful. It's very deep. Like these two, a little spoiler, these two are homies. Like they meet up and they become friends. They're from rival nations. They end up becoming enemies just to rejoin back up and realize that, one of the countries is evil. They're essentially World War II Germany people.
Windmill boys.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great. Plus you have tons of lore to dive into. It's a whole new world. It's beautiful. It is very well done. They put a lot of work into this one. For best soundtrack, East 10. Every year a East game drops, if there's a best soundtrack award, it's going to them. Their soundtracks are amazing. Absolutely amazing. I put the names of the people and I am not going to try to say them because it's just not it's not going to come out right.
No.
Yeah, it is a masterpiece. They did a great job. If you've never played an East game, think of like some almost 80s hair metal band like shredding on a guitar with like pop punk beat to it, and that's their battle music. It's very well done.
It looks pretty.
And then best game you suck at, and that's going to be Mario and Luigi Brothership. The game is easy. It's not like a hard game, but for some of your combos, and there's like this dancing mini game you have to do a few times, and at the end it's required to beat the game. But it's a DDR type thing, like press up, down, left, right, whatever Simon says.
Oh, okay.
And if you fail it, it does give you the option like, hey, do you want us to make this easy for you because you suck at life? And you could say yes. I'm stubborn, so I went through it until I finally beat it each time. But it gets a little complicated. Some of the moves are really hard to pull off. Like, I'm not gonna lie, there's some that it took me forever to figure out what to do, and one of them is the early one. You get like a Yoshi egg, and you're supposed to you throw it up, and then the brothers are standing there, and you got to wait for it to be coming down, and then tell one of them to dive to it and like hit it like it's a volleyball about to hit the ground.
Oh.
I didn't know that, so I just kept watching this egg fall. It's like, what am I supposed to be doing? Tell me something. Yeah, it was a failure each time.
That's good.
But like they do give you, since this whole thing is like outlet based, if you can tell from this flying pig bird thing's nose, you get like this plug-in bar and like plugs to put into it, and one of them is basically auto success. It works for like I think it's 10 times. And then it breaks and has to recharge. I use that for every boss battle because, Jesus, some of those moves later on, they're so like time sensitive and convoluted that it's not worth it. Like the final one you get, oh my God. So you're looking at Earth from space and you see like a couple other planets and like there's these satellites going around, and you have to shoot one like this hook over to one and make it meet while it's like spinning around in a circle. And so your math has to be like spot on. Like you have to know exactly how fast you're going to go and how fast it's going to meet in the right spot. It's ridiculous. But yeah, I completely sucked at that. Beat the game, but sucked at that. Innovative gameplay, gave it to Echoes of Wisdom, because it does give you a lot of freedom in this game to do most things how you want. There are some dungeons that require you to play it exactly this way, but there's a lot of things out there that you can come up with your own solution to. You just got to be a little more creative.
That's cool.
Outstanding visual style, Dungeons of Hinterberg, which is a indie dungeon crawler roguelike. And I mean, what you see here is literally the art style in the game.
Yeah, I saw this one. It looks good.
It is. It's fun. I mean, if you're still doing Game Pass, check it out.
Yeah. I have a month.
Yeah. Best combat, that went to Prince of Persia: Lost Crown. It's one of the best Metroidvania games for the combat style. It's not. This is probably gonna piss people off. It's not slow and kind of annoying like Castlevania is. I mean, I love Castlevania, but if you can't admit that the combat's kind of junk, you're lying to yourself. But this is like, it's smooth, it's fast, it feels right, which is kind of hard to find in my opinion, for Metroidvanias.
Yeah.
And then this is one that I added because you didn't have this. Was best cozy game, and this is just specifically to the Switch because this game did come out on PC in 2023, but it hit Switch this year. And I told you once I first started playing this game, this is one of my games of the year. Like, this is one of the best games I've played in a long time. This is like Stardew Valley meets Pokemon, mixing with some crack and heroin. I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah.
It has everything you need. Yeah, farming, relationships, training monsters, crafting, alchemy. It's everything you want.
I think I have this one. Actually, I think I got it because you said it was good.
Yep. And then My Labor of Love Award. Obviously, it was going to the best game of all time. The number one game of all time ever made. Maybe not on launch, but at least today it is fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah. It should always be here.
Yep. Best indie game, again, went to Moonstone Island because everything I said about it. This is everything you possibly want.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I feel like it just got kind of shunned. It should have been in the running, but I guess maybe it was last year and I just didn't notice because it wasn't on Switch yet.
Yeah, it came out last year, September, so
yeah.
Maybe.
And then Game of the Year. I did not put Dragon Quest III Remake on here, even though I was tempted to. I didn't even add it onto this list, to be honest. It kind of competed for music, but yeah, East 10 Nordics. Oh my God. This game is beautiful.
That's unexpected.
Yeah. I mean, I love the East games. Like I'll never bash one except for the one on SNES. It was kind of, hard to play. But yeah, dude, this is a fantastic game. Still playing it. The combat is amazing. It could do a little bit of fixing because it's stupid hard, and it's more or less the configuration. So dodge is L1. To link up with each other is R2. To use your hook shot thing to fly to the enemy or fly between gaps is L2. And then R does something that I can't think of right now. Oh, it lets you do your special attacks.
Yeah, that sounds like garbage.
Yeah, and then and usually I'm used to East games like A is not your attack, it's Y, at least on the Switch.
Yeah.
So I want to keep hitting Y, and I keep switching between my characters. I'm standing there just taking damage back and forth between the characters. Like, oh, this is dumb. Okay. I mean, it's more of a me issue with that. Like the controller layout's pretty difficult to deal with. It takes a minute to get used to. But I mean, everything else is absolutely beautiful about it. The ship combat, like the fact that there is ship combat, blew me away. It is a very dumbed down ship combat because it is an East action game.
Yeah.
So it's not like the focus of like Black Flag or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's good. It plays really well on the Switch too. And that music. And you're ADAL. So I mean, it's ADAL.
What you've told me and shown me about this game made me I have it on my wish list on Steam because it is thankfully on Steam. And I'm definitely going to buy it at some point. If any game where you could sail and fish, that's like I'm going to buy it at some point.
Yep, it is fantastic. I love that game so much so far, even though I've like died to this one boss like 4 times. Yep. Love it.
Still worth it.
Yeah, it's rare that I get mad at a game because I keep dying, but just keep playing it.
Yeah, it's
like, okay, I gotta take a break, walk away from this. I mean, I kind of did. I started playing because I wanted to give everything I got this year a fair shot, so I was going back and playing a bunch of games. Last one I played was Metal Slug Tactics.
Oh, okay.
And that game is good. That game is good. It is fun. It takes a minute again to get used to the controls, like how they want you to play it. But then after you get past the tutorial, it seems like the controls just said, never mind, play it how you want. Yeah. It's dope. It's got team attacks, and I like that. Like if you use your main weapon, so you start off as one of the main 2 guys from the series. And so if you use your pistol to take out a guy a few blocks in front of you, but he's also in the crosshairs of this person, you'll do like a team attack, like you'll do yours and then they'll do their attack.
Okay.
Without using that person's turn.
That's cool. I like that.
It is quite dope. Quite dope.
You gotta think.
Yep. But yeah, that was that. So yeah, the Game of the Year awards. Let's go back to the Game of the Year, like not ours, but those picks. 1, why aren't our games in that list? 2, why is Elden Ring in that list? And why is Final Fantasy in that list?
Money.
Because I mean, there's a lot of people who have said they love Final Fantasy, like they love this game, but they will admit it does have a lot of filler, a lot of downtime. And I didn't like the first one, so I'm not going to play the second one. Like they turned me off. Well, but dude, I don't get why it's on there.
Isn't that one of the most interesting things to me that I've noticed in the past couple of years is the relationship between Final Fantasy players and the game Final Fantasy. And I feel like they don't like most Final Fantasy games.
Yeah.
Like most Final Fantasy fans don't even like the Final Fantasy series. They'll like one or 2 of them.
Yeah, to me, there's like a couple bad games and a lot of bangers. The bad ones being more recent, like 13. I played it. I tried to beat it, but I couldn't. It's not a good game. Its dialogue is worse than the campy Marvel like MCU stuff.
Ugh.
Yeah, I mean, it probably makes Dragon Age Velgard look like a 10 out of 10 on writing.
Oh God.
I mean, and they're also extremely racist. They have the black dude with the afro, and it just feels like they're making fun of anybody who's black.
They probably are. I mean, it's Japanese.
Yeah. I mean, Barrett from Final Fantasy VII. They don't do him dirty.
Really?
Yeah, he's well done. He's a lovable character.
Because I mean, it's just a fact that Japanese are very racist and xenophobic, like very racist and xenophobic.
Yep. But yeah, it's I don't know, it's a choice. But yeah, besides that one, the only other one I don't like is 8. I mean, it's cool. I just don't like the way you're supposed to play it by basically not leveling up. Like avoid most fights, just get your draws off the enemies and run away and all that nonsense. I don't think that was a cool game design choice.
Yeah, that's some shit game design, dude. Like why
for an RPG?
Yeah. So
the stronger you get, the stronger the final boss gets. So you're gonna die, and it's like that. This is so dumb.
That's bad. Yeah. That's just a bad choice for game design, in my opinion. But when it comes to the answer of why Elden Ring's DLC is a contender for Game of the Year, I honestly have no idea. I have no idea. And I don't think anybody does. I've seen people talking about this before, and everybody seems to feel like we do, where it's like it shouldn't be there. It should not be a choice or an option, but it is, and we don't know why.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Elden Ring already won its Game of the Year award. Let's move on.
Yeah. Yeah. And like we talked about this before, the only DLC that I could think of, and I think you said the same thing, that could be nominated as a Game of the Year thing, as Game of the Year, would be the DLCs for The Witcher 3. But that's solely because you could play only those DLCs. You could start the game in the DLC.
Yep.
And it's basically the size of a small game. Both of them are.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's long past. So, with Elden Ring, you can't start it on its own, the DLC. You can't play it on its own. You have to beat a really, really hard boss to even access the area. Like, this boss is ridiculous, dude. You have to beat this boss to get to the area. And then once you're there, it's a pretty sizable DLC and everything. But I haven't even heard an argument of, like, I guess some people could say that because the DLC is so big, that's why it could count. But that's not enough for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
But,
so let's talk about our movie then.
Yeah.
Let me get this pulled up. So we watched a movie and it was funny. So I suggested this one and I watched it on Tubi. And then like 20 minutes into it, I was like, wait a minute. I own this.
Yeah. I figured you probably owned it.
Yeah, I didn't even think about it. I tried looking for it like halfway through the movie. I was like, I don't care. But we watched Batman Assault on Arkham, which is, I'm pretty sure this is like the event that takes place before Arkham Asylum. I could be wrong.
It would make sense.
Yeah, it just seemed to set it up. It's set in the same universe. That's why it feels like it should be. But yeah, this movie got a IMDb 7.4 out of 10, Rotten Tomatoes 78 out of 10, IGN 8.8 out of 10. I don't know why I said 78% out of 10. That doesn't make any sense. It's whatever. Yeah, this is one with Kevin Conroy as Batman, which you gotta appreciate that. It also had this dude. And I didn't realize that until it has a pretty decent cast, to be honest.
Yeah.
It has this guy who apparently can't smile, and I did not know that. But he's a good actor.
I love him. He should play Baird if they ever do a Gears of War movie, dude.
Yeah. Yep. Well, it would be him and what's his face? The wrestler, Batista,
yeah, as Marcus Phoenix.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know who should play Dom. I'm sure they have some like fantasy casts for Dom.
Yeah. Yeah, so in this movie, sets up a Suicide Squad adventure. Amanda Waller calls in the Suicide Squad, forms them to go and retrieve these, I don't know, beacons or something. They weren't super clear on what the heck they were, but they were, I think they were beacons that were set there by Riddler. One is inside Arkham Asylum, and the other one was somewhere else, which they never got to. But yeah, so they break into Arkham, and it starts a whole adventure. And Batman is involved because it's Batman, so why wouldn't he be? Before I give this to Hawk, because I know me and him have slightly different opinions on this one. The dialogue wasn't terrible. There were some cringe scenes, which we both agree on that they could have done without them. I do like the characters they used. It was a nice mix up to the cast. Like, yeah, Black Spider, who's not like the most well-known character out there, which I appreciate that. Of course, you had Deadshot, you had Captain Boomerang, you had Harley Quinn, you had, I believe her name was Killer Frost, and
Croc. Or no, not Croc. Shark Guy.
Yeah, what the heck is his name?
Big dude.
Jesus, he's not even showing. King Shark. There we go. King Shark.
Yeah, shark guy. Yeah.
I don't know why I can't think of that. But yeah, so it's a really well done cast. The characters, the voice actors do a phenomenal job on them.
Yeah.
The action scenes are dope.
Yeah.
There is a severe lack of blood. Like there's blood in some scenes, but then there's not blood in other ones, and it's like, why? I mean, I guess it would have. Yeah, I mean, a dude gets his head blown off, and you would think, okay, we're going to see chunks.
Nope.
No. There's nothing.
No goo, no chunks, no jibs.
Yeah, but then you see a person die later on, and there's blood coming out of them, and it's like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe it would have raised the rating to where it would have to be rated R instead of PG-13. That's what I'm guessing this was.
Is it PG? I feel like it's probably rated R.
Let's see. PG-13.
Ah, that makes sense. That's why. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I would have pushed over to R. They have an R one, and it's a really good one. Gotham by Gaslight. I don't know, but that's the thing that bothered me the most is the lack of like consistency of blood. I like the plot, like the story. I love Batman. I give it probably closer to IMDb, like a 74 or 70%. I'd say 70. It's not the best DC movie. There's a couple that are really good. There's that anime one, which that one is going to win hands down because they have like Gundams in the end. But yeah, it's about a 70.
Yeah, I mean, I think this review score is a good example of like majority fan bias, because I think that most of the people who watch this movie are already very big fans of Batman, so it's going to naturally have a higher review score because it's people who are coming into it liking it already. I love Batman. He's dope. I mean, he's Batman. Like, how could you not like Batman? I love the Arkham games. I love the universe, and I love when it's done in a darker way, which this kind of did. It wasn't as dark as it should have been, but they kind of went a little darker with it. Yeah. I really like the designs of the characters too. Like the Joker looks awesome in this.
Yeah.
And like everybody looks awesome. Like the designs of everything, they're just the style of this movie is really cool. I do like that. The voice acting was very good. I appreciated that. But the story for me, I think it should be called Batman Cavalcade of Bullshit, because that's just like they were assigned to break into Arkham for ? And then they just wind up getting into a bunch of shit in Arkham.
I mean, that's kind of the MO for Suicide Squad is they go in for one thing, but it turns into this. And it goes just off the walls. Everything that could go wrong will go wrong.
Yeah, and I mean it's not bad, but like we've seen it before. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We've just seen it before, and I also didn't like I'm a gorehound for sure, so I did not appreciate the lack of blood and jibs and pieces, because that should always be a thing. Blood for the blood god, but so I didn't appreciate that, but I just don't think the story was strong at all. And also there was some over sexualization of some characters in this, which I'm not like a pink-haired, crazy SJW, but like I just think that there's a point that goes past what you should do, and I think they did that with this a couple of times.
Well, yeah, there's the sex scene between Harley Quinn and Deadshot.
Yeah, and that's one of them. But like we said before the show too, there's a couple like shots that they have where they just overly hypersexualize the women, and it's like it's creepy to me. Like you could do sexual stuff in a movie and be fine. I have no problem with that. But it's got to have a point. And then if you could still come off like a creepy, sweaty neckbeard through how you present stuff in a movie, and that's kind of how it comes off like 2 or 3 times in this movie. So that wasn't great, but the cast is great. I didn't know they had what's his face, the Giancarlo. Yeah, Esposito. I love him. I love that dude and everything he's in. But yeah, so the cast was strong. Like everything around this movie was really strong. I just think the execution was pretty awful, personally. And not having like hard fan bias, I would probably give it like a 5. It's average.
Yeah, I can see that. See if there's anybody else who's well known in this.
I don't recognize anybody else.
I know Tara Strong. She does a lot of voice acting. Nolan North, of course, one of the most well known besides Troy Baker. Which, yeah, that was an interesting choice. Is Troy Baker for Joker instead of
Mark Hamill.
Yeah, I was gonna call him Luke.
Well, dude, that's okay. You know how we're both tired of seeing Chris Pratt and everything, and The Rock, and all these people.
Yeah,
I'm sick of Troy Baker in video games. I am sick of Troy Baker in video games.
Have you heard him as Indy?
No.
Oh, he's perfect. You would think that it's actually Harrison Ford.
Well, so that's fine if you want to use him still. Like, I'm not saying he should just be like expunged from the craft. You know what I mean? But like,
he's in. Him and Nolan North are in literally everything.
They're in way too much, dude.
Yeah.
Because I always recognize their voices, and it takes me out. Like, I was playing Metro in 2033 like a week or two ago, and I think Troy Baker's voices some Russian in Metro 2033, and he does not sound Russian at all. Everybody else in the cast sounds like they're straight from Moscow, and then you've got Troy Baker doing a terrible Russian accent. Like, dude, come on.
Yeah. Yep, that is some stuff.
Yeah, no, it wasn't terrible. I just think it was average for me personally. I could see why people like it though.
Yeah. If you like the cartoons, the animated movies that DC puts out, you'll probably like this one. It's a fair shot, I'd say, that you're gonna like it.
Yeah, and I like some of the animated movies too. Like, there are some animated movies for Batman that are awesome. I just don't think this was a very strong one.
Well, that's where I feel bad, because Kevin Conroy is like the voice of Batman.
Yeah.
But some of the better movies we've had that are animated are not with him.
Yeah. Which sucks.
Yeah. Yep. It's hard. Like the whole newer series they did was beautiful.
Isn't he dead now?
Yeah, he died.
Ah, shit, man.
Yep. In 2022. It feels like it was just this year.
Yeah, it does.
Crazy he's been gone that long.
Time sucks.
Yep. But you know what doesn't suck?
What?
If I was faster on the draw, I should have had this ready, but I didn't. SCP time.
We're not professionals, so it's okay.
Yeah. I also sent you the link to we're going to be doing another acting role.
Oh boy.
You're going to play the doctor, and I'm going to play the SCP 2800. So we're going to go ahead and go down to description. SCP 2800 is an anomalous male of Scottish descent, formerly known as Daniel McIntyre, though SCP-2800 refers to itself as Cactus Man, the Spiked Menace.
The Spiked Menace!
SCP-2800 measures 187 centimeters and 76 kg. You can do your own math. And possesses brown hair and green eyes. SCP-2800 possesses an expanded genome that contains DNA from the saguaro cactus. 2800 also has many anomalous characteristics that are consistent with the natural physical properties of the Carnegie gigantea plant, formerly known as the saguaro cactus.
The saggy cactus.
Yeah. 2800 has demonstrated the following anomalous capacities. The anomalous capacity to instantaneously grow 2 to 3 centimeter spines from all surfaces of its body. The spines fall off naturally, though 2800 can also voluntarily detach these spines. The anomalous capacity to perform
Crassulation? Shit, I don't know.
To shoot acid from its body. It can open pores on its body that function in a manner similar to a stomata.
Same, man.
It squirts acid. We're just going to go with that. The anomalous capacity to use water in a hyper-efficient manner. 2800 can subsist through roughly 1/3 the amount of water needed for an average male of its height and build. 2800 produces roughly 1/5 the urine than a normal human. What are we talking about? So it drinks less water, produces less urine, which kind of makes sense. You're taking less, you're going to have less. It is currently hypothesized that 2800 is able to store waste such as ammonia in its body in a manner similar to other plants. 2800 is also capable of excreting waste through its pores, but describes this process as, it'd be uncomfortable to pee through your face.
Wait, you don't do that?
Not all the time.
Oh, I thought that was... Nope, never mind.
The capacity to tolerate above average temperatures and above average aridity. It possesses an extremely efficient cooling mechanism that prevents it from overheating easily. In addition, it has demonstrated its ability to prevent its skin from drying out.
So it's a desert creature.
Yeah, it's a cactus.
A cacti.
Yeah.
Scottish cactus. Oil Eddie!
Yeah, that's where all cactuses come from.
A freedom cactus!
Empathetic connections with other members of the cactus family. Through testing, it has been demonstrated that the SCP's metabolic rate increases significantly while it's communicating with cacti. Said cacti are noted to increase water and nutrient absorption from the soil they are planted in, while 2800 is communicating with them. It has been able to communicate with SCP-3388 without a cell phone and SCP-2497 without the standard light code. So I'm going to have to add those to the list. Don't let me forget.
I definitely know what that means, yes.
2800 has been diagnosed with several mental disorders, including deutymia or
dysthymia, I think.
No, I looked it up. It's Thai as in like Thailand.
What?
Deutymia. Yeah.
Okay. It
is known as a persistent depressive disorder. It is a mental health disorder that involves a chronic low-level depression.
Sweet.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that word and I was like, there's no way I'm saying that properly.
Yeah, it's depression. It's got depression.
Yeah, chronic depression and hero syndrome. SCP-2800 expresses an extreme desire to assist others and intervene in situations, even if it is incapable of rendering any form of assistance in such situations.
Oh boy.
2800's inability to assist in many situations is believed to have been cause of its depression. It has expressed frustration in many cases due to its self-perceived inability to provide useful function to others, and has attempted self-harm in the past. It was captured by the Foundation while the organization was attempting to track and contain a reality-bending SCP object that had breached containment. 2800 was found attempting to assault the escaped SCP object. Although this proved largely ineffective, after the containment breach was resolved, the Foundation convinced the SCP-2800 to be contained. 2800 has provided a number of potted cacti after its request for them was approved by psychological staff on the grounds of improving his morale. Further cross-testing of the SCP with other cactus anomalies, such as, I gotta add a lot of these to the list then. 2177, 1478, and 822. Yeah, we're gonna have a cactus wormhole going on here. Get ready. Has been proposed and is currently pending approval.
Oh man.
This is where we're going to be doing back and forth. So you're going to play the doctor, and I'm not going to do a Scottish accent. Or you can do the Scottish accent. You're going to play the SCP. Let's do this.
I could do a bad Scottish accent. I could try it.
Yeah. All right. So I'm the doctor. Morning, SCP-2800. How are you today? I'm your cell phone talking to you.
Hey, Doc, I'm pretty good. I am pretty good. Got some nice sun today. Feeling full of energy. What was turning? I'm feeling full of energy. I got a sing-songy voice. What is this word? Cactus Man?
Yeah.
Cactus Man is ready to fight some crime. Just point me at the criminals.
That's good to hear. On that subject, I'd like to ask you a few questions, if you don't mind.
Sure, go ahead. The little buddies were getting boring anyways.
How did you acquire your abilities? And what are the circumstances surrounding your use of them prior to your relocation to the Foundation?
Are you like Siri?
Yep. I'm your phone talking to you.
To be honest, Doc, I don't know. I woke up one day and boom, cactus powers. Thought that I might as well use them for good, right? I always grew up reading a lot of comic books. Always loved the X-Men as a little kid, so I thought I was one of them. I love that. I thought I was the luckiest guy in the world ending up with superpowers. Doesn't every kid wish they could be a superhero?
Was there any other motivation?
Well, to be honest, I got picked on as a kid a lot. A lot of bullies at my school beat the crap out of me all the time, and I just wanted to give back, you know? Do my share to help others in need. I didn't want what happened to me to happen to anybody else.
And that led to your current status?
Yeah, I got out there and dubbed myself Cactus Man, the Spiked Menace. Has a pretty good ring to it, don't you think? It took me a while to come up with it. I decided to go out there and show the world what a superhero looked like. My first mission didn't go so well, though.
What happened on your first mission?
Drug dealers, man. I hit one in the face and left some spines in there. Felt pretty good about myself until his buddy hit me back, and they beat the crap out of me until the cops showed up. I was in the hospital for a while until I hit the streets again to patrol for crime. Had to show that Cactus Man wouldn't be put down by those petty criminals, right?
And what happened then?
I tried to do my best. Patrolled some back alleys after work every night. Sometimes I got lucky and saw some situations going on, though I didn't do a lot to help.
Can you elaborate?
Can you elaborate? Almost every time that I went out to fight crime, I got beat up by the thugs that I was trying to stop. Sure, I got a few good hits in and left some spines in them, and maybe bruises here and there, but there wasn't much else. They had knives and stuff too. I didn't have any of that stuff. What kind of superhero uses a knife? Doesn't Batman no? Well, yeah, he's got the spike things. He has a knife.
Yeah, there's technical knives. That and the batarangs sometimes are bladed.
That's what Batman does. But got to show a good message to the kids, right? Superheroes have to be good superheroes have to be good models for the kids.
I model for kids all the time. Of course. You described the incident leading to your discovery?
Don't the kids model for... No, never mind.
No, that's the kiddies.
Oh, shit, man. Okay. Oh, man. What a great case that was. I found out that there was some serial killer that who had gone uncaught by the police for months now. I heard that he had some real psycho who forced his victims to enjoy what he was doing to them. Thought if I could get him, I'd break into the big business. I stumbled into his hideout and he got me good. Thankfully, you guys helped me, though. I wish I could do the same.
Now, about your abilities. You've demonstrated many of them. But the one that you haven't described is your empathetic connection to other cacti.
Oh yeah, I can talk to them. They're my little sidekicks. Meet Cactaland and Spiky Girl. Oh wait, the next part. They say hi, by the way. They don't talk to other people too much.
What do cacti talk about?
Oh, not that much. They're quiet folk. It's bloody cold in here. I'm thirsty. I'm a cactus, and whatnot. Not much else, Doc. I have a question for you, though.
Yes?
Is there, anything I could do for you guys?
No, I don't think so.
Shit. Well, let me know, okay? Cactus Man is always ready to help fight evil, you know.
I'll be sure to let you know if something comes up that requires your talents.
Oi, laddie.
And then the doctor was spiked to death. Let's see. So, while searching surveillance camera footage, this is incident report -1. While searching surveillance camera footage in the places where the SCP claimed to have lurked, surveillance camera footage from the late night subway was found involving the SCP. And the following transcript of the event. A woman and child are seen waiting at a subway station. A man wearing baklava is seen to appear from behind a support pillar and approaching the pair with brandishing a knife.
Dude, you said...
What did I say? Baklava? That's why I thought it said it. I was like, hey, he's wearing dessert.
Oh, shit, dude. Oh, man. Oh.
Balaclava, whatever that is.
It's a ski
wearing
mask.
Wearing a ski mask.
I just got that mental image of someone wearing a baklava.
I was like, why is he wearing dessert? Makes no sense. Makes more sense when I read it.
Oh, dude, I'm crying.
The woman and the child begin to back away, but are stopped by the wall behind them. The child clutches to the woman. The man gestures with a knife. The woman begins to open her purse. 2800 enters into view behind the masked man. 2800 proceeds to walk up to the masked man, the baklava wearing man, and punched him in the lower back and chest. So how he's behind him. So he reached around and got him in the chest?
Hey, gave him a reach around.
Yeah. Why not? With those spikes.
Yeah, dude.
Barred for your pleasure. The man recoils in pain. And it is seen that 2800 had left several spines in the masked man's back. The SCP proceeds to tie the man's hands. The woman is seen to shake the SCP's hand vigorously and embrace him. The SCP kneels to the ground. The child is seen to embrace the SCP, and the SCP appears to be emotional. The woman makes a call. The children is seen to pull out a piece of paper and write something on the paper. As the SCP begins to walk away, the child calls it back. The child hands the paper to the SCP, and the SCP writes something on the paper and hands it back to the child shortly after police officers arrive on the scene. So he is a superhero. I mean, that was something good.
Oh, yeah, he did something good at least.
Yeah, so why is he disappointed with himself?
Probably because he can't do more.
I mean, you saved a kid and a woman. But yeah.
Yeah. He has the hero syndrome, so he's probably never going to be able to do enough, you know?
Yeah, but I mean, he can take out a guy who's wearing dessert.
That got me, dude. I mean, you don't often hear or see the word balaclava, but it's just a ski mask, effectively. Like, that's just it's a specific, like, SWAT team ski masks.
Yeah.
Like with the one hole for the eyes, and like it kind of goes at the bridge of the nose. Like that's I almost said baklava.
Yep.
And I understand. I would probably say baklava too.
So I was kind of like paused on that too. I was like, okay, he's wearing dessert. This is a weird one.
Man, I haven't laughed that hard since I was a little girl.
Yeah, last week.
Yeah, dude, it's been a quick change.
Yep. Yeah, so that was our SCP. Next week we are going to look at. We're going to look at a cactus.
We're gonna look at the man. That's a sexy cactus. Let me tell you what.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep. So 3388. That is next week.
It's a goddamn cactus.
Yep.
Someone wrote an SCP article on a cactus, dude.
Oh, they get more interesting as we go.
Oh. That was the best one yet. That was the best SCP we've done yet.
Yep. Yep, that was good. So yeah, we have a bunch of videos out still, doing things, talking about stuff. We did want to say we did meet our goal, like we talked about last week. I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago. We met our goal of 100. We're actually on our way to 200 right now, which is mind blowing. So thank you to everybody who's new. That is just wonderful. Thank you for giving us a chance. If you haven't seen it yet, check out the State of Xbox video. Apparently people really like it. It has some fake bird guy in it. He doesn't exist. He's just, like I said at the beginning of the show, just a feathered like spy drone from the government.
Yeah, I'm just a figment of your imagination.
Yeah. So we got that one out. That is really good.
Somehow
another video today that's about some topic that I watched this morning and I forget because I was tired. And then we have videos coming out later, which are going to be about a topic too, which I'll decide on tomorrow morning when I wake up.
Yeah, the video I just put out today was about Gears of War, why you should play Gears of War if you haven't played it in a long time. Because I didn't say as much in that video as I wanted to because it was a very busy weekend. But basically coming back to Gears of War after like over a decade is kind of crazy because I appreciate the story way more than I could when I was a kid. I think it's almost 20 years actually. So yeah, it's really, really good. I think you should go back and play it if you haven't in a long time.
Yeah, start with Judgment. I hear it's the best game.
Yeah, I didn't play Judgment. I beat it once like years ago and I'm never playing it again.
Yeah, that was our show. Check out our stuff that's coming up. That was our Game of the Year's list. Games of the Year list. So, here's a round of applause. I promised all the people who won. That's a great prestigious award. You should be very proud of yourself for winning that.
It's amazing.
And yeah, we'll be doing this again next year. And until next time, which is next week, you take care.
Yeah, stay safe.